And a very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the Miami Grand Prix. All 20 drivers covered as we rate them out of 10 for their weekend. Max winning the Miami Grand Prix. Driver ratings does divide opinion. Let's jump into it. I would give Max, we got the Red Bull thing, don't we? Here we go. That's better. Max 8. Now I'm going to mark him down for his costly mistake in qualifying. Yeah, he made an error in Brom 1, ended up P9 with a red flag, but he came back and won from P9, fastest lap as well, and he will be a 3-time champion. Sergio Perez 9. Now I'm going to give Sergio a higher mark because for me he did nothing wrong. He got pole position, led the majority of the race, but Max was on fresher tyres. Jumping into Ferrari. Charles Leclerc 0. Absolutely awful. The Monegasque, a champion in the making, but he keeps crashing the car. Crashed in practice too. Crash in qualifying. Finished P7 in the race. Not good enough. Simple. And Carlos Sainz 8. Hammered Charles Leclerc all weekend. P3. He looks a lot better. Beat Charles. And then he finished P5. Silly speeding penalty in the pit lane. Got a 5-second penalty. Silly penalty to get that. It's always going to be a penalty when it comes up. Jumping into Aston Martin. 10 for Alonso 10. P2 in qualifying, front row start. Another podium, 4 out of 5. And for me, he's been driver of the season so far. The longevity, the skill. Wow. Impressive. Lance Stroll 0. He qualified 18th in an Aston Martin. Look where his teammate is. And then look where Stroll finished. So yeah, no excuses. And he finished P12. Alonso finishes P3. And Stroll's in P12. 0. Jumping into Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton 5. Now, he was looking like a big fat 0, Lewis. But somehow he turned it around. He's had a pretty poor weekend. He qualified 13th, instantly blamed the team, as he does, and then he recovered well to get points, as points were not looking possible. George Russell 9, hammered Lewis all weekend, qualified 6th, finished 4th, and he's outperforming the car. The Mercedes is not very good, but Russell is getting the best out of a bad package. McLaren, here we go. Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri 0. Now, it's not really the driver's fault, this one. The car is just not up to par. It never was round Miami. A really bad weekend for McLaren. But, I mean, I don't particularly blame the drivers on this one, but you can't mark them any better than 0. Oscar Piastri had brake issues in the race. Lando Norris got wiped out by De Vries. Just dreadful. Nothing. No pace. Alfa Romeo. Valtteri Bottas 8. I thought he had a good weekend, Valtteri. First time in Q3. That's impressive, but they really do lack race pace. P13 in the race, but a positive for Bottas. Guan Yu Zhou 2. What is it about this guy? He never impresses me, and now I'm starting to think, is he good enough at this level? Because what does he do? Like, genuinely. P14, and then he ends up P16. What does he do? He never sets the world on fire. Be interested to know your thoughts. Guan Yu Zhou is always the most difficult to mark on driver ratings. Jumping into Alpine. We'll go Ocon, 8. Yeah, qualified 8th, finished 9th. Strong points for the Frenchman. And Gasly, I'm going 9 because he qualified 5th. He had a dreadful Baku. He qualified 5th, finished 8th, and that was much needed for Gasly after a tough Azerbaijan. AlphaTauri, 1 5. Yeah, 1 Brilliant overtake. Qualified 17, pretty bad by 1 Finished 11th, and he always seems to finish 11th. He's doing a good job, it's 1 Big up 1 Nick de Vries, 3. Now, Nick de Vries, finally, we're asking you to show us something. You show us something in qualifying by beating Yuki Tsunoda, but then in the race, Nick de Vries punts the back of Lando Norris, and he finishes 18th. And he also looks like he's in at the deep end with no armbands, out of his depth. 2 teams to go. Nico Hülkenberg, 3. Yeah, crash in practice 1. Qualified 12th, finished 15th. I think there was more there for Hülkenberg. And Hülkenberg, for the first time this season, really got showed up by Magnussen. Bit of an off weekend. Kevin Magnussen, 10. Probably star of the weekend. Outstanding. Old Suck Me Nuts really turned up. Qualifying star, qualified 4th. Finishes 10th. Brilliant. And he gave us some great scraps. Battles, never give up, warrior attitude. Kevin Magnussen, fantastic. Last but not least, Williams. Alex Albon, 6. Yeah, qualified 11th, finished 14th, was not happy with the strategy. I've got to say I've been impressed with Alex Albon this season. He's doing a good job. Yeah, and he really is doing a good job compared to Logan Sargent. Logan Sargent, 0. Home race, another one in the deep end with no armbands. He's asking for help off the lifeguard. He's out of his depth. Home race, P20 quali, P20 in a race, not good enough. Shocking. So, there we have it. Driver ratings for the Miami Grand Prix. Yeah, we got a week off now, and then we go to Imola. Yeah, driver ratings does divide opinion. I don't expect everyone to agree with me. I've gone pretty harsh this weekend on a few. Charles Leclerc, definitely 0. I'm not having all this, oh, Charles is a nice guy. Fuck that man, he's crashed twice and made an absolute balls up after a strong Baku. So he deserves a big fat 0. Comment down below your thoughts. Thank God the Miami weekend's over, that's all I can say. Cringe, and more cringe. Adios.